Welcome back. This is Kristen on our journey through the Bible. So glad you could join me. Hope you were in on yesterday's chapter 18 of Genesis, because God sent down 3 angels and they appeared to Abraham as men and confirmed that Abraham and Sarah are going to have a son next year. So they also sent them down, though, to check out Sodom. Sodom has become so wicked, and the Lord has given them time and chance and been patient, beyond patient, but it's just exceedingly wicked. So these angels were sent down to potentially destroy it. But of course, Abraham knows that Lot is there and his family. So he talked with God and came up with the fact that if he even finds 10 righteous men in the city, he's going to spare the city. So let's jump right into chapter 19 of Genesis and see what happens. Now the 2 angels came to Sodom in the evening, and Lot was sitting at the gate of Sodom. Then Lot saw them, and he rose to meet them and bowed himself with his face toward the ground. And he said, "Hear now, my lords, please turn into your servant's house and spend the night, and wash your feet, and then you may rise early and go on your way." And they said, "No, but we will spend the night in the open square." But he insisted strongly. So they turned to him and entered his house. And then he made a feast and baked unleavened bread, and they ate. Now before they lay down, the men of the city, the men of Sodom, both old and young, all the people from every quarter surrounded the house. And they called to Lot and said to him, "Where are the men who came to you tonight? Bring them out to us, that we may know them carnally." So Lot went out to them through the doorway and shut the door behind him and said, "Please, my brethren, do not do so wickedly. See now, I have 2 daughters who have not known a man. Please let me bring them out to you, and you may do to them as you wish. Only do nothing to these men, since this is the reason they have come under my shadow of my roof." And they said, "Stand back." Then they said, "This one came to stay here, and he keeps acting as a judge. Now we will deal worse with you than with them." So they pressed hard against the man Lot, and came near to break down the door. But the men reached out their hands and pulled Lot into the house with them and shut the door. And they struck the men who were at the doorway of the house with blindness, both small and great, so that they became weary trying to find the door. Then the men said to Lot, "Have you anyone else here? Son-in-law, your sons, your daughters, and whomever you have in the city. Take them out of this place, for we will destroy this place, because the outcry against them have grown great before the face of the Lord, and the Lord has sent us to destroy it." So Lot went out and spoke to his sons-in-law, who had married his daughters, and said, "Get up, get out of this place, for the Lord will destroy this city." But to his sons-in-law he seemed to be joking. When the morning dawned, the angels urged Lot to hurry, saying, "Arise, take your wife and your 2 daughters who are here, lest you be consumed in the punishment of the city." And while he lingered, the men took hold of his hand, his wife's hand, and the hands of his 2 daughters, the Lord being merciful to him. And they brought him out and set him outside the city. So it came to the pass, when they had brought them outside, that he said, "Escape for your life. Do not look behind you, nor stay anywhere in the plain. Escape to the mountains, lest you be destroyed." Then Lot said to them, "Please, no, my lords. Indeed, now your servant has found favor in your sight, and you have increased your mercy, which you have shown me by saving my life. But I cannot escape to the mountains, lest some evil overtake me and I die. See now, This city is near enough to flee to, and it is a little one. Please let me escape there. Is it not a little one? And my soul shall live. And he said to him, See, I have favored you concerning this thing also, in that I will not overthrow this city for which you have spoken. Hurry, escape there, for I cannot do anything until you arrive there. The sun has risen upon the earth when Lot entered Zoar. Then the Lord rained brimstone and fire on Sodom and Gomorrah from the Lord out of the heavens. So he overthrew those cities, all the plain, all inhabitants of the cities, and what grew upon the ground. But his wife looked back behind him, and she became a pillar of salt. And Abraham went early in the morning to the place where he had stood before the Lord. Then he looked toward Sodom and Gomorrah and toward all the land of the plain, and he saw, and behold, the smoke of the land which went up like smoke of a furnace. And it came to pass, when God destroyed the cities of the plain, that God remembered Abraham and sent Lot out of the midst of the overthrow, when he overthrew the cities in which Lot had dwelt. Then Lot went out of Zoar and dwelt in the mountains, and his 2 daughters were with him, for he was afraid to dwell in Zoar. And he and his 2 daughters dwelt in a cave. Now the firstborn said to the younger, Our father is old, and there are no man on the earth to come in to us, as is custom of all the earth. Come, let us make our father drink wine, and we will lie with him. That way may we preserve the lineage of our father. So they made our father drink wine in the night. And the firstborn went in and lay with her father, and he did not know when they lay down or when she arose. It happened on the next day that the firstborn saw the younger and said, Indeed, I lay with my father last night. Let us make him drink wine tonight also, and you go in and lie with him, that we may preserve the lineage of our father. Then they made their father drink wine that night also. And the younger arose and lay with him, and he did not know when she lay down or when she arose. Thus both daughters of Lot were with child by their father. The firstborn bore a son and called him Moab. He is the father of the Moabites to this day. And the younger, she also bore a son, and came to call his name Ben-Ami. He is the father of the people of Ammon to this day. So, Sodom and Gomorrah and the plains were all destroyed. And then the daughters, though, still were living amongst such wickedness that they went and they lay with their father. So tomorrow in Genesis chapter 20, Abraham and Abimelech is the title. Come back and we'll see what happens next. Such an amazing story. Who needs fiction anyway? Come on back and I will see you tomorrow. God bless.